Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today, the Village of University Park regular board meeting is called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams. Here. Trustee Wilson. Trustee Brooks.
I'm sorry, Trustee Wilson is on leave in Texas for her job.
Trustee McMullen.
Present.
Trustee Pate.
Here.
Trustee Brown.
Here.
And Mayor Covington.
Present. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Attached for your consideration and approval are minutes of the regular meeting held Tuesday, October 23rd, special meeting and committee of the whole Tuesday, November 13th, and the regular meeting held November 27th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Brooks, second.
Second.
Second by Trustee McMullen. Comments, concerns? Comments, concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Pate.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides. Thank you. General public comments?
Would you pass that to me?
Okay. Deborah Strauss. Is Deborah Strauss?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Madam Mayor, Board,
Thank you.
Clerk, all present, all visiting, all viewing. How's everyone this evening? This is the last board meeting of the month.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
That was my announcement.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. I'm just kidding you.
Okay.
You're on top on the leash.
I just had a question, first off, about last board meeting, the discussion about the DPW truck. Had it ever been considered to be classified as antique to be sold? I know fire department did that many years ago.
Those manager?
No, that has not been considered, but we'll look into that.
Okay, because I know, it may not be feasible for us, but it might be something that we can receive revenue off of.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which truck are you referring to?
The truck that was spoken about from DPW,
Okay.
I don't know the year, the model, so on and so forth. I think it was 98. Was it 98?
It's the 98, yes, Mr.
Okay.
So the one that was in disrepair?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think that took okay, thank you.
Okay, and also, I wanted to acknowledge the family of Lynn Gennarelli. She was one of our members with our University Park Senior Citizens Committee, and she recently passed. So I did want to bring that to the attention of the community. She was a resident of Thornwood House as well. And possibly, with your blessing, I'd like to at least have a moment of silence, perhaps,
Sure.
for all in the community that are no longer with us, as well as across the nation. Yeah.
Moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, the decorations are beautiful. Sorry I didn't make it to the Christmas, Christmas lighting,
Yeah.
but
That's okay. We had a great time.
I've heard that.
It was great.
I've heard that the kids loved it.
Yes.
Walking in here tonight, it's beautiful. It really is.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and everyone have safe, happy holidays. See you next year.
God's willing, say the same. Thank you. Okay. No, yes, what they have to do. Okay. Unfinished business, none. New business, F2A, first and second and third reading and ordinance of authorizing the execution of an agreement for purposes of the 2004 steering model L8501 vehicle by and between Allstate Peterbilt Group and the Village of University Park, Will, Cook Counties. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Brooks, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Milton Payton. Concerns, comments?
One comment. Madam
Yes, sir.
Can we have a picture of this truck so I can see, what is this, the five, is this another 5-ton? We have a picture.
Yes.
When can I get it? I want to see my toys. No, I'm just playing. If you can, if you have it over there, right, on your, I'll just see it after meeting. I just want to make sure, I'll see what it look like, but I'm okay, Mayor.
Yeah, Mayor. Is this truck already set up for plowing, Gary?
Yes, it is. Actually, today they just sent me the videos of the salter, the plow. It's on its way to Madison.
Okay.
Yes.
So the plow and the salter come with it, or is that we're just moving it from another truck?
No, it's coming with it.
Okay.
It's ready to go.
All right, great.
Any other questions? Concerns, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Brown. And Mayor Covington.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2018-41.
Thank you. 4-2B, first, second, and third reading, an ordinance levying taxes for general, corporate, and special purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2018, and ending April 30th, 2019, for the Village of University Park, Little Cook County. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Brooks, second.
Second.
Second by trustee, McMullen. Questions, comments, concerns? Gripes? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Brown. And Mayor Covington.
Aye. Oh, and for the audience, this is not an increase, not going up in taxes, just to let you know. Okay? It's not, it's a sort of an increase. It's a small, we're staying exact we did last year. 4.99. Okay, just for the public, they need to know.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
that's ordinance 2018-42.
Stand to be correct. 42, I thought the other was 42.
The other one's 41.
Okay. All right, F2C, first, second, and third reading, an ordinance authorizing and providing for not to exceed 3 million general obligation tax anticipation warrant for the tax year 2018 of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will Counties. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Milton Payton, second. Second by trustee Brooks. Questions, concerns, comments?
Question.
Questions, sir?
Madam Mayor, once again, in my brain, I think we spoke about this. Yeah, but we said 3, not 1.5, right? Was
Yeah.
it 3, 2, 2.5,
No, it's 3.
3? Okay, all right. Just
Modifications.
birthday came by and that memory going bad.
That's what happens. Is there a modification of this?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to
Yes.
amend this on page 5 of the warrant. On the face amount, it says in script, it says 3,200,000, and then in parentheses, it says 3,200,000, and in parentheses, it says 3 million. It should be just 3 million, so I would like to amend it just so that the script reads 3 million. All the other places that I saw was fine.
Okay. Is there a second on the amendment?
I'll second.
Second by trustee Oscar Brown. Okay, I have a comment also that this is a TAR for the audience and the public to understand. They've been doing this in the previous, and this is to, I'll let the village manager explain to it, please.
This is a tax anticipation warrant that's being drawn. The village has done this historically, either through TAR form or through a TIF loan, in order to supplement the village's cash flow from January to May. What's very unique about this specific one is we're treating it more as a line of credit, so there will not be $3 million shifted into the general fund. Much monies will be transferred in incremental measures by myself and the village clerk based on the need of actually using the funds, compared to any other time where we just move all the money into the general fund at once. So we only pay interest on the amount of money that we actually use.
Line of credit. Thank you for that explanation, because I'll be on next door tonight. But my thing too, with this TAR agreement, and I really like the fact that it's changing, the process is, thank you for that. I would like right now in the record, for the record, that this amount of money, at any time, you get on the mic and it's clear, at any time, any funds, I don't care if it's $10, $20, the board gets a copy so we can keep track on what money is spent out of that account. Every time any money is drawn from that account, it needs to see, we all need to see it. And an explanation of what the money was for, because last time I made this request and someone else was in your seat, they spent it, I asked for a report, they said they're paying old bills. What old bills, how much in old bills, never heard a word. On this one, it's a different board, we want to see every time any money is withdrawn from that account, that this board gets a copy of it.
Madam Mayor, so currently in the form, anytime there's any money's expenditure, it's going to be on the check register that's going to come before the board for approval.
Yes, but you know what?
Other than mandatory obligations such as health insurance, stuff that the board has approved in advance.
Right.
Any other payments will be on a check register to be voted on and approved by the board.
Even that, I just want transparency, because I want to make sure, we took this from the TAR, this is what we're doing. Every time we take any money, if it's a separate sheet, I just want a TAR report on the top, and what we deducted, even if it's for things that we do, regular.
Understood, and actually that's the exhibit that's within the TAR itself. Anytime there's monies moved, it authorizes movement. Myself and the village clerk have to sign to authorize the movement of money from accounts, but I do understand. And I would, at the end of this meeting, probably put out a separate email to look for additional clarification on how exactly you guys want it to look.
Right, no worries. Thank you so much. I want that clarified. Yes, sir.
The village did used to receive a ledger report that actually showed revenues and expenses, entries actually going into those ledgers. So I don't know if that's something that you would like to bring back. I know that we don't have an accounting department right now, so we cannot, I don't know if anyone in the village hall can actually put those together. But yes, the village did have, ledger reports that actually showed, money.
No, it wasn't, no. I understand what you're saying, but we as the board make it very clear and plain, ABC Sessions 3. I want to make sure that we are very clear on that. So in the general ledger form, and that's fine, but that's for the accounting and the finance people, but we want to make sure that we're seeing it in our every board meeting, that we see the money that's being extracted from that account. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
just for the record, as
Yes,
long
sir.
as I've been on this board for 7.5 years, we have never received a ledger report. Never.
Will
Ever.
now. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, roll call
This is
on the
to-
amendment.
Okay.
On the amendment, I'm sorry.
Okay. Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Aye. Now, roll call to approve the TAR.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2018-43.
Thank you. Okay. F2D, first, second, and third reading Ordinance authorizing the execution of a commercial premium finance agreement by and between the Village of University Park, Willoughby Counties, Illinois. First insurance fundings for the payments of our insurance premiums. Thank God. Roll call. I'm sorry. Motion.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Brooks, second by Trustee Williams. Any questions, concerns, comments?
Madam Mayor, we have the insurance broker here to do a brief presentation for the board.
Okay, great.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Honorable Trustees, Department Heads, valued residents of University Park. My name is Cliff Taylor, President of InsureSource. Just want to give a brief description of the renewal of your general liability and workers' comp insurance program for your 2018 and 2019 policy year. When I first came before the board, maybe almost a year ago, and talked about some of the changes that we could bring to the plan, services, sorry about that, risk management, and all the things that we can bring to make the city a safer place, invoke safety training, risk management, on-site inspections. Those are all the things I've been speaking with Mr. Pitt about that we're going to put in place this policy year. Some of the things we're able to do, we had to, I did an analysis of the entire insurance program. Previously, I know there's been change of number of brokers, different policies, policies going away, this carrier, that carrier, and it just created a structure to the insurance program that just wasn't advantageous for the village. So what we were able to do this year, when I came in, is you guys had two primary coverages. Without getting all into the terms, you had two coverages that were basically hitting each other, bumping each other head and doing the same thing, which is, not a good situation for the village. You have a claim, something happens, insurance companies have clauses called other insurance. So who's going to cover what? So if they don't want to cover this claim because there's a police lawsuit, they can say, hey, let's go to this one. They can go vice versa, and now you're stuck in the middle. We've corrected that now. Now you have your first layer of defense, and you have your follow form now, so it all makes sense. So you have your entire $10 million of coverage. We made sure we have workers' comp insurance in place. Before, we did not have any. So now we do have a plan in place. We do have work to do so we can get to a more traditional workers' comp plan, but we do have something in place for one, to be compliant with the state of Illinois, which tells you you must have workers' comp if you're an employer. Two, it allows us to work with Mr. Pate. We're doing some risk management, changing the safety culture of the employees, keep the claims down. We can get to more of a traditional plan, but you got to crawl before we walk. We had no sexual abuse coverage, which could have been a catastrophe. Village employees, we deal with the public every day. So it's very important to have. I understand you guys do after-school programs. That means minors. So this is a very important coverage that I don't think we should look over. That's been added to the plan. We also added your cyber and crime coverage. We kept your property insurance premiums the same. I did give you all a packet. Basically, if you looked at the coverages you have now and the coverages that are going in place, apples to apples, no increase in premium. If we add on the additional recommended coverages, and that would be under the premium summary page, a premium comparison, I'm sorry. So if you look at your current coverages, this policy year is about $401,293. This policy year, $400,995. So that's basically flat. When you add in your other coverages, which is your sexual abuse, crime, cyber liability, workers' compensation, then we come to approximately $484,000. So this is a great renewal considering the coverages that we had to put in place, keeping the other premiums the same. All of your structures are in place now, so now we can move forward with you got a solid insurance structure now that we now have. And now, like I said, we're going to be working, doing on-site inspections, doing the safety seminars with employees and things of that nature so we can invoke a safety culture and move forward and just continue to improve the safety program.
Great. Questions, any questions?
For the auto physical damage squad cars, you and I come from that same neck of the woods.
Yes, sir.
And personally, I do feel that progressive punishment should be brought at our department. You tag that car once, that's 1 day. You have a second accident, that's 2 days' salary. Next one, 5 days' salary. But I'm glad you have $1 million because, but we need to also make sure our officers, I don't have to say anything to Deputy Chief Wilson, but I would like to see this progressive punishment a little bit more, that it probably can help us in the long run here. If they want to tear up squad cars, let's start taking some money. I did it, they should do it. We agree?
Thank you.
We agree, Chief? Tag them.
Right.
Yeah, but one of the things that we're going to do coming up this policy year, we're going to have a defensive driving course, which is going to be geared towards law enforcement. It'll be available to all the employees, but particularly the law enforcement, we will have a defensive driving course.
Thank you. Any others?
Cliff, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you so
you all,
much.
and if we
Thank
talk to
you
you all,
for
have a
this.
happy holiday. Thank you.
Thank you for your savings. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chief Pate. Okay. Hearing that, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2018-44.
Thank you very much. That was scary for a while. We didn't have anything. F2E, resolution of the Village of University Park, Will, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving to services lease proposal for the acquisition of the computer equipment with Dell Finance Services. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Brooks and second by Trustee Milton. Oh, I'm sorry. Trustee Williams. Questions, concerns, comments?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Madam, what exactly are we getting with this,
Right.
lease proposal? It looks like I saw 2 orders when I just kind of thumbed through it.
One is a laptop order, one is a separate computer order. They have to be separated out. The laptop order is for the staff at the Village Hall and staff that have to have movement of their computers. The desktop coverage, the desktop lease is for a little bit least expensive desktops that we've been using, the kind of for price savings purposes. So that's the differences of the two.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I thought, are we still leasing?
Yes.
Okay. And we could have some thin clients. Have we ever considered thin clients? I'm sorry. I'm
So the laptop, so laptops are thin clients.
No.
Or you mean the desktop computers?
Yes, thin clients are, you can't have a desktop thin client. That's no such animal.
Okay.
I'm saying the computers are, you can convert over to thin client. Thin clients is a system, like a little tablet about that size. And it doesn't have a drive or anything, it's just, it has the same image, it works and functions just like a computer, but it's a lot cheaper. So maybe we can look into thin clients. I did that when I was with the library board, and it was a heck of a saving. So thin clients are very good. Wise makes them, not Trustee, Wise does make them WISE, and maybe we can look at that for the future, or change out, and they do lease them as well, okay? Okay, it's a savings technique. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's resolution R 2018-49.
Can we get a copy, can we get a copy of the listings of, and are we asset tagging those? Are we tagging this equipment?
Yes, as it comes in. And then so upon Dell coming in and bringing in the new devices, the devices they don't exchange out, we'll be requesting the board to do not destruction or disposal of those through selling the devices that we currently have. Some of the devices we've had for a certain amount of time, Dell won't take them back. They'll keep them with the village. Some, just like our copiers, there's certain copiers that the leaseor won't take back because we've had it for an extended amount of time.
So we extended the lease?
There is a period of time, the village hasn't, the lease has been expired for Dell going on about 2 years.
But you're leasing them, and when the lease agreement, you have a lease agreement to how many days or years you're going to lease it.
So the lease has been paid out. The village has paid additional money to keep it longer.
Okay.
There comes a point in time where Dell will not take certain devices back based on age. We ran into the same situation with the copiers, and that matter came before the board as a settlement. because the bank owned the copiers, the bank wanted to settle with the board, with the village, and the bank relinquished all control of the copiers back to the village. So we have devices that we have to surplus and dispose of.
I don't understand that, but I'd like to see the lease agreements more thoroughly, that we stay in the standards of the lease agreement. If it's 2 years, send them back. And that's savings for us, plus it's an upgrade constantly.
I understand.
So I don't want to keep anything past this longevity of the lease, so that way we can give it back and we won't have to deal with that. Also, there's a, are we doing reporting to RICO so we won't get in a situation? Before, I remember some time back, I think that's why we had that issue with
So RICO,
RICO, Fannie Mae, or whoever it was,
yeah,
Wells Fargo.
so RICO does come out on a, I don't know what the frequency is. They do come out and have to physically look at each machine and look at how many copies the machine is produced. So they do come out and do that as part of the normal maintenance program that we have, as well as just coming out and checking on the equipment.
Are we giving them a report? Because I know we used to have to give them a report.
They come out and generate their own report. So they come out, they plug into the copiers, they pull out the information as far as number of copies, number of cartridges used per machine. They do that over a time period over the year. So they do, RICO does physically come and do that. Dell actually has monitoring of their devices online. So while it's connected to our network, they do have monitoring of the devices in order to see the usage of the devices. That's all they can see.
Right. But I'm saying, again, we used to, because I started the IT here in the village, and that's why I'm saying we used to give them a physical report. Someone was responsible for a report given to them. So now you're saying the company does it now.
So for RICO, the company comes out for the computers.
Okay.
We provide, Daryl Walton provides a report for that.
Yeah, that's
And as far as the leasing agreement that is attached to the resolution tonight, the lease agreement and the terms. And it's our plan to keep up with those terms in the lease
That's what
agreement.
I'm saying.
So we can appropriately exchange equipment for newer equipment. Unfortunately, the village did not do that over the past couple years. So we're trying to get back on track as far as the proper lease schedule for all of our items.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to make sure we stay within the agreement terms. Okay, thank you. Any other concerns? I don't, we already roll call on it. Okay, thank you. F2F, motion to accept the treasurer's report for the fiscal year 2017-2018 and file it with the village clerk. Is what?
Mayor,
Do we? Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to table this.
I second that, Mayor.
Okay, it's been motioned by Milton Payton, Trustee Payton, and second by Trustee Oscar Brown to table because
The report is unable to be completed in a timely manner. We want to make sure the report is accurate and the treasurer has the time to review it.
okay, is there a drop dead date on this?
Madam Clerk, there is no date.
No, it should have been done in October. It should have been done in October. And
By
it
the
wasn't
end of October.
Because, wasn't done because, not doing.
So first, the financials are not up to date in the computer system. Typically, we would manually do the report. Secondly, we're at a point where we're closing out years currently in our accounting system. We're in the middle of audits currently as well. So we want to make sure that this year we have an accurate report compared to last year having to do multiple amendments to it. Also, we want to make sure that the treasurer has enough time to kind of review it and give any input that's needed.
Okay, I appreciate that. There's no penalties, you say, charged to this at all the time. I know it has to be posted in our paper, so there's no, okay. And our treasurer will be able to get that done, right, treasurer? Thank you, sir. Okay, motion to table, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Both aye.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides. Thank you. Attached for your approval in the listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on November 27, 2018 through December 11, 2018. General funds, $267,692.25. Road and Bridge Fund, $35,067.19. Town Center Funds, $4,975.65. Capital Project Funds, $15,610.84. Payroll, $5,421.21. Total, $328,767.14. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Brooks, second. Second by trustee Pomolos. Questions, concerns, comments?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Check number, here we go, let me make sure these eyes. Yeah, you're getting smaller each year.
Uh-oh, getting older.
103094 Ford Motor Company credit. Just question, is that the beginning of us with this, are we finally on the right path with this?
That's one of the older trucks that we have, the electronic vehicle that was purchased before our time that we still owe lease payments to. It's the 2015 truck that's over at DPW.
Okay. Now, is this something like this normal that they'll ask like 15,000, or is that just
Because,
like every 6 months?
Yeah, it's based on the period of payments. We don't pay for it monthly. I want to say either quarterly or bi-yearly, according to the lease agreements.
Okay, so if we ever, and I'm just going further, just trying to, maybe some trustees are already familiar with it. This is the first time I've seen it. So if we start making leases, we should always expect something like that with a payment, whether it's cars or DPW vehicles.
So 2015 was a kind of exceptional year for the village because they purchased several vehicles in 15. You had the purchase of 2 police vehicles, 2 or 3 police vehicles, maybe 1 or 2 public works vehicles. But the public works vehicles are a little bit more expensive, especially with the electronic plow and various different things like that. So these are leases that were entered into in 2015, 2016 timeframe.
Okay.
Close to being paid off, still maybe another year ago to pay off. And so the issue is, and I'll be kind of open, I know the board always asks questions about leasing vehicles and why don't we lease vehicles. Well, the biggest issue is we have to make sure the current leases are driven down in price before we enter into new leases and assume additional debt. Instead of systematically purchasing vehicles based on a period of time, this particular period of time, a lot of vehicles were bought at once. So what I want to do is we want to kind of purchase vehicles in a systematic type of way where we're not looking at huge bills every 3 months for a whole fleet of vehicles.
Right, because
we want to kind of spread that out.
Right, because I'm looking at this. This is really, if all the trustees look at it, outside of everything that's on here, it's like it's the only thing that's pretty a dent. But everything else, you can see where we're managing the payments pretty good. In which if anybody was looking at it, I would be proud, happy how we're spending the money. But yeah, that's 15,000. I thought maybe we were almost finished, or we were beginning, or
another year.
Another year. Now, would Ford, based upon the way we're paying with this, and once this audit is done in January, Chief, would that be the opportunity that we would get the squad cars? Because I'm a hard part of it.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a yes and no answer.
Okay.
The yes answer is we've been in conversations with Ford years 15 and 16 and half of 17. The village failed to pay for the leases.
So like 3 years.
Yeah, so Ford currently has the village on a do not lease list.
Like a do not fly.
Basically. But I've been in multiple conversations with Ford along with our finance folks, as long as we show structured payment during my tenure. Right. And it shows that we're making payments on time, they're willing to open up leases for the village. But there was a time where, and currently, we're on a do not lease list. But I'm on calls monthly with their operations manager in Michigan. And I think we can get removed from that list based on showing timely payment over the next year.
Okay. And just, again, for the record, and I think even Trustee Payton said it last meeting, we still can't do anything without our audits being done, but we are moving pretty fast. And if I'm not mistaken, January would be the 17th or the 17th.
So 16. So what we're looking at now is 16 is pretty much done. But we only have one board meeting in December.
Right.
So there's no rush to call a special meeting to get that audit done. So we would probably be looking at the first meeting in January to finalize 16. And 17 will be finalized very shortly thereafter, maybe a couple weeks later, because they're already started on the 17 audit currently. So you probably most likely will have 2 audits approved in January, 16 and 17. And then 18 will probably be approved sometime in April.
Great, thank you.
What's, anyone else? I have a few questions. Here on Teamsters Union, do we pay the dues or how?
No, those are after payroll deductions. So the employees have already paid that. We pay a check out based on what the employees pay in.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I pay union dues.
And Teamsters is actually one of the only unions that, number one, they don't take any wire transfers, and they do not take any deliveries from UPS.
Okay. The other thing here, ComEd, I had ComEd come out, and they're very nice and cordial, and they gave us a lot of tips on saving energy. I'm wondering, do we take advantage of that? I know it's not that the light bill is a little high, but I know we're lighting too as well. However, can we use some of the devices? They have a system that turns it on, tell you when to use it, when the best time, this, that. Can we put some of these meters on our utilities?
So we had an energy efficiency evaluation last month, Gary. So we're waiting to get those results back. So we did have a ComEd come out into an energy efficiency evaluation on all the village facilities as well as our street lights. So that report is forthcoming.
Right, and is there any way that light can go out in my office? Because I don't see a switch. There's a light, it's on all the time.
That's the security light.
That's what that is? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. The security, okay. Yeah, you can ring me. Okay, the other thing, Chief Pate, you know I love you, but look here. Do you need a uniform?
So first off, that's a good question. Secondly, I only purchase uniforms. What I wear typically during the day, which is police related, and twice a year. So that is not like a monthly expense, more of a twice a year expense. And some of those bills, after talking to JCM, were billed 3 or 4 months ago, and they were billed late. So some of those are late payments being put together for the vendor.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay.
Message is clear.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
You know, lost so much weight.
right, yeah, do a new uniform, right? Okay, all right. That's all I have. Anyone else?
Got a couple.
Yes,
I
sir.
got a question. Section number 103-110.
103, what is it?
103-110.
Mm-hmm.
The Man and Company Incorporated tip box reports, $74,500. I thought IRH rectified that. Those tip box reports.
IRH cannot do the TIF audits. It has to be an independent person.
Like it was told the board, also to the treasurer, that IRH was doing the tip box.
TIF forensic audit. They did a TIF
Forensic.
forensic audit, not the TIF audit reports required by the state. 2 different reports. But thank you for your observation.
Okay. All right, any others? Thank you, Treasurer. Any others? Okay, roll call. I'm just
Trustee Williams.
both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Both sides to pay the bills.
Trustee Pate.
Both sides.
Brown.
Both sides.
And Mayor Covington.
Votes definitely aye. Okay, at this time, we reports from our staff. Anyone have a report? Or I want to say anything? Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Yes, Chief, shall we else?
Good evening, board members,
Good evening.
general public. I just wanted to say that on the front of Fire Station 1 in Village Hall, anyone that drives by will see a wreath on the building with a bunch of red lights on it.
Right.
We've entered into the Keep the Wreath Red campaign for the Christmas season. So it's a reminder to everyone to practice fire safety when decorating. And as long as we have no fires related to holiday decorations or Christmas trees, we will keep that wreath red. And on behalf of the fire department, we just want to wish everyone a happy and safe holiday season.
Thank you. Question?
I would like to, I talked to Santa Claus.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus said thank you very much because it was dry. So the fire truck was the one that was able to bring in, and so all the kids can have fun. What day was that? Did Santa show up? Karen and I was out of town.
Oh, okay.
So Sunday, and so Chief, thank you. It was Lopez and I forgot the other guy that was that Lieutenant
That was with you.
that was with them Sunday.
Sunday, I'm not sure.
I want to just give them credit because they were very helpful with Mrs. Claus getting into the fire truck. Her dress was so long.
And the elves was so cute. Anyone else? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Yes.
Good evening, Mayor and
Good
Board of
evening.
Trustees and
Thank you for that.
general public. I just wanted to also extend or make sure that everybody's aware, although with this joyous holiday season, also we need to be extra vigilant as far as watching out for our neighborhoods, our neighbors, and just our personal safety. Pulling up to gas stations, leaving the vehicle running, things like that. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to those things and we're not doing those things. Don't leave your vehicle unattended. Don't leave the purses in the cars, things like that. That's going to help us to help you, and we can work better as a community just to keep everybody safe this holiday season. Okay, so if everybody works that, then hopefully everybody will get through this and we'll have a nice, safe holiday season.
Thank you.
Okay?
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, and residents. I just want to say thank you to Trustee Oscar Brown on our tree campaign. He purchased a tree. Trustee Wilson is not here tonight. She purchased the tree. And Madam Mayor, thank you. She purchased the tree. I would like to tell our residents I have 2 vacant spots out there to purchase a tree for the Public Works Department, our tree campaign. And it is $65 for a donation. And thank you very much. You can call me at my office, 708-534-4823. Thank you and happy holidays.
Did you say phone? Yeah, I went down home. He's from New York. Any others?
Thank you, Mayor, Board of Trustees, and residents. I just want to let the Chief of the Fire Department know, thank you very much for you guys putting together this ride to the Coretta Scott King thing today. You know, my daughter, she was on that truck, and she really enjoyed the breakfast that you guys gave her. So I want to thank you, for that, putting that together, with Coretta Scott King. Also, I wanted to let the manager know, manager, I think that you did a really great job with the decorations here inside the village. The village looks really well. You, and then of course also Gary, because I know Gary's the one that put it together, him and his team. But in the 12 years that I've been here, I never seen the village look this great during the holiday. Okay, and I wish everybody a happy holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Well,
Clerk D. Jones?
just to remind everybody, for the April 2nd consolidated election, Monday, December 17th at 5 p.m. is the last day to submit your petition packets if anyone else is running. Happy holidays to everybody. Peace, love, joy. And as we're in the spirit of giving, let's don't forget to give love. Let's give compliments. And I really want to thank our Human Services and Special Events Committee, all of those who participated in making this place so beautiful. It was a great venture. And again, to Gary and his crew, the village is fantastic. I think those snowflake lights,
Yes, a few.
I woke up the next day, Monday morning, and I actually had snowflakes on the glass of my front door. It was like, ooh, I got snowflakes too. But the best to everybody, enjoy your season, and remember, be a blessing to someone else as you are blessed each year. Thank you.
Trustee?
Yes, I like to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy this Christmas. We have them every year, and we have to thank God that we are here to enjoy them. All right, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and also to all the committees that helped decorate this center. It's a great job. You did a good job. Thank you.
I heard Milton go, oh boy. I heard him go, oh boy. Just thinking, I heard him go, oh. He went, ah. Right.
You can have my time. Go ahead.
I just want to say this is the season of forgiving, and I thought about what is it that I can say for everyone to understand. About 22 years ago, at 2 a.m. on December the 16th, I would never forget this, there was a shots fired call that myself and another officer was dispatched to. And I hit the west alley of Markham Drive, and out the blue, I had my alley lights on. And if those who know, sometime in the squad cars, if you go through the alley lights will blind you. But that was the policy by the patrol commander at the time. As I pulled up, the other unit maybe went about 2 blocks down, and then all of a sudden I heard pow, 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 right over at my squad car. I dived to the ground, yelled for help. Phoenix, Dixmoor, South Holland, everybody came for my help. A little boy came running out the house, barefooted, in underwear, came right out the window. He said, my daddy's in there shooting. South Holland, they went in there, everyone, Dalton, they went in there, they got the guy. The wife, she was shaking. And she walked up to me because she knew what he did prior to my backup getting there. And she walked up to me, she seen my nameplate, she seen I was shaking. She said, Officer Brooks, for me, for Christmas, can you just forgive my husband? Note how I just felt. And if you ever been shot at, well, some people know, getting shot at is not, it don't feel good. I told her, let me think about it. Sergeant brought me in, I sat at the table. I think I didn't even get to the report till about 5 a.m., just thinking about it. Went to court, and I knew I had someone's Christmas in my hands. I thought about it. The judge asked me, what did I think? I kind of watered down the version. You know why he shot out that night? Why he shot at me? Because his wife wanted to leave the Christmas party early downtown. Little did he know my daughter, Valon Brooks, was being carried. And I just found out 3 weeks before that her mother was pregnant with her. So a life was almost lost. The judge gave him the bond and he went home that day. When I walked out the courtroom, as I walked down the Markham stairs, I didn't see her. I was just felt good that I felt like I was doing the right thing as a guy that wore the badge. Woman came right out the blue, grabbed me and hugged me. She said, Officer Brooks, I don't know what else I can say. It was stupid, but we will always remember that you forgave. So I want to say that in the sake of that's, Milton, that's 3 minutes.
That's 10, but...
I want to say thank you for those who indeed support Santa Claus on Sunday. He'll be with the mayor on Wednesday, he told me, the mayor and the village manager. Also, before I go, my wife 23 years in the school system, and she had a beautiful retirement at the golf course. So on the December 21st, she stuck with me. Well, she already stuck me for the rest of her life, but she stuck at home with me. Also, lastly, I just want to bring a point that we did have a moment at the golf course with her. And I want the trustees to know, because the golf course is taking their time, and I told Trustee Williams the reason why I approved one of those minutes. I seen revenue was down 15%. I'm not happy at that golf course. She deserved a better, the mayor was there, along with people from 205 and 227. They deserved a better quality service at that golf course. There was no reason for one waitress to be working. There was no reason for the mayor to receive forks that were bent. There was no reason for the glasses to be dirty to toast to my wife. There was no reason for that. So Manager Pate, you can take that break, but first I want to meet with those people, and I'm serious. That's my wife. And I know you've been working on it, but it's been 11 days. You tell those people that they get their butt up here and they apologize to my wife and they give something back, because she paid almost $1,700. And for them to come and report to us that they down 15% in profit, I wonder why. So thank you, everyone. And if you see Santa Claus, give him a hug. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Trustee McMullen.
Hello, everyone. I wish everyone a happy New Year and a happy holiday. This is my favorite time of the year, and the reason it's my favorite time of the year is because, to me, people seem to be nicer to one another. You know, they always seem to be nicer during the holiday season, and I'm going to stick with that. It's been ever since I was little. And I have a bone to pick with somebody up here, and that's my Madam Mayor. She's up here on her anniversary day, and we had a chance to go to the mayors and managers meeting Christmas party Thursday night, and she was absent. She's normally not absent, so we called her during the dinner. My Madam Mayor was in the hospital. She has concerns, and she went to the hospital. You know, she didn't answer her phone. Her husband answered her phone, and I spoke to her, and I got a bone with her, picked with her, because she was here the next day, setting up this arrangement, help decorating after she was in the hospital Thursday night, and this was Friday. So yes, I have a bone to pick with you. Two things: you're always doing something. You should sit down sometime. You should really sit down sometime. And I'm with Andre on this one here, right? Because he talked to me that night when you were in the hospital. So I wish you the best of luck in the health and everything. And you just do an awful lot, and you're an inspiration to us, because we see you work and you just do this tirelessly. And we thank you for that. We really do. No question about it. And number two, everybody should have a wonderful season. Happy New Year. And we are working in the right direction. This village has come a long way. Yes. We are a very cordial board here. We do not always think alike, but we get things done. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a nice holiday season, everyone.
Thank you. Trustee Wilton Pate.
Madam Mayor, I know I don't have any time left after I yield it back to Trustee Brooks, but if you could just bear with me just for maybe 20 seconds here, I'd appreciate it. Thank you much. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, the reason for the season, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and Happy Hanukkah. And happy holidays, whatever your persuasion is. And I would also like to piggyback on Trustee McMullen's comments about the mayor. She deserves a medal. I just hope we don't have to give it to her posthumously. So don't be crazy. Dedication is one thing, foolishness is something else, okay? So we appreciate it, and again, everyone have a happy holiday.
Thank you. Trustee Oscar Brown?
Well, how do I follow all of that? No, I'd just really like to take this time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. I'm sure that 2019 will be a successful year for us all. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, let me add something here. I have my general counsel next to me, and I just want to wish him and his family a happy New Year, because what you do to this village, what you do for this village is great, and I appreciate you. All right, good job. Thank you. Attorney Weiss.
Okay.
I'd like to tell him the same thing, Mr. White. I appreciate what you do for this village, because your heart is in it and you work hard at it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, it's my turn. Well, I want to make an announcement right quick. Martin Luther King's birthday program is going to be at GSU, and they have the guest speaker here, and if they would much appreciate it if everyone would attend. It's not a day on, it's a day off, not a day off, not a day on. So that will be January 21st. It will be on our website, and it will be posted around for everyone to see. I have some for tonight for everyone. So please support us with the University Park with the Martin Luther King press celebration. I'd like to thank the ladies and the gentlemen. Mr. Travis was so awesome. And you know, he's had surgery, heart surgeries and all. And this man is still here on all these committees, and he helped us. Ms. Wayne, we appreciate you. Also, Neva, you were great. You just do everything. We love you so much. You're such an awesome person. We love you, what you do. And she's very dedicated. And we would like to thank Diane Humes, which is the president of Human Service Special Events Committee. Our own Keisha Kitchen, which was a little nice elf. We had nice new elves. They were nice until you tried to do something wrong, and then they will get you. All the people that was on the committee, it was so wonderful, and that's what we need back in the village. I'm so happy we now have that committee back in the village to make things happen for the residents. So at this time, I'd like to give my more time to some gentlemen here for presentation. Please, commanders, and they are limited. They already know. We get out of here. And I'd like to thank Mr. Ron Carter, past Laker, used to play with the Lakers. I'm really proud of this. Also, he's a military guy, Commander Davis, and his associates.
You forget my name every time.
We don't. Honorable Mayor, Board of Trustees, public officials, residents, thank you. We'll be very brief. We are military. We know how to stay to the clock.
That's right.
Mr. Trustee Payton, you got the watch going? My name is Captain Carter, commissioned United States Army 1978, Virginia Military Institute.
Yes.
This is Commander Robert Davis. I am Vice Commander for the American Legion Post 740 under Commander Davis. Our general contractor, Chuck Norman. General contractor is not a military title. Our previous presentation was on April of 2018. We talked about the Cityscape project. We've been doing our due diligence, so I'm going to ask Chuck Norman, our general contractor, to come up and give you a brief report and debrief you on what we have found. I want Commander Davis to follow with a short statement about our goals and objectives, and then we'll close with questions and answers. Thank you.
I don't know that I need this. I thought I don't know if that's what it is.
No, it's for the TV.
Oh, well then I will talk into this.
Okay, thank you.
Again, like Mr. Carter said, that I'm the general contractor for the project that'll be going on at University Park at Cityscape Project. We went and found out that Will County trustees owned the property at this time, and that through going through Will County's assessor's office, we were able to go in the recorder's office, be able to find the plot, be able to find the pins, know exactly what pieces of property we're going to need to build this development. It will be a 72 condominium development, which will house veterans and their families. We would like to start construction. We will probably begin some due diligence on our part. The first development was started back in 2005. It ended in 2006. There were some investors involved in possibly purchasing the property in 2016 and decided not to. So this is where we stepped in. This is what I found through the Will County Trustee's office. So we are in a position right now to purchase the property. We are in a position right now to have the property deeded to us. And our schedule is going to be fast and furious. So just bear with us. We're going to do our due diligence to keep the streets clean, keep the streets safe, keep the job site safe. We would like to start engineers and architects to the site as soon as possible to check the underground systems that are there, work with the Public Works Department to make sure that we're tied into their systems as far as sanitary, storm, fire, and electrical. After that, we would then GPS the properties to make sure that what we're building is on the exact sites that's there existing. And we will be starting that probably sometime in February and March to start the demolition of the 3 existing structures that are out there, clean up all the vegetation that's on the site, and get the grading plan back. We will finish the roads, and then about May is when we're going to actually start construction. We had asked the mayor to please split the permit into 2. One would be a demolition permit, which would be first, which would allow us to go ahead and demo the property while we're waiting for the actual building permits to be reviewed. So we're not wasting time. We feel that this project will take about 18 to 20 months completion, and basically we will have renderings for your view probably right after the holidays, so you can have an idea of what the buildings will look like, an idea of what the street sections will look like, an idea of what the common areas will look like. It will be a gated community. The nice thing about it is that they will all be service people, so not only do you get the benefit of 72 homes for taxes, but you get the benefit of 72 families that are going to be vigilant and protect the community. So, thank you for your time.
Question, Chuck. There's also, with that comes a cyber security. Is what Commander Davis will talk about? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I am Commander Robert Davis, Commander and founder of American Legion Post 740, and I am a former Supportive Services for Veteran Families grantee. I received a $1.2 million grant from the Obama Foundation. The purpose of that money was to go out and identify, find veterans who were homeless or at risk homeless and stand them up on their feet, get them into their own place, and I was very successful doing that. Toward that end, I became part of what's called the End of Veteran Homeless Initiative for Chicago. Over a 3 to 4 year period, we housed over 7,000 veterans who were out on the streets, living in shelters, living in abandoned garages, buildings, etc. Good part about that is we know where every one of them are. All 7,000, those are the ones that we house. Now, what's bad about that is, in our zest to get them off the street and get them reconnected to our community, we put our veterans in some not so good places to live. But they're there. They're not on the street. The objective of Cityscape, and this is a 2.5 year dream project of Commander Davis, is to take our veterans who are housed in some of these places in Chicago and bring them to a facility, a veteran village, quote you, that is similar to what we have on a military base throughout the globe. On that veteran village, in that veteran village, what we're proposing to do with Cityscape, we're getting ready to wrap all of the amenities and the programs around those families and put them in a secure, safe environment for them to nurture their families and assimilate into this community of University Park. Along with that comes tax revenue and all the other benefits of 72 3 to 4 bedroom units that we're getting ready to build. It's an ambitious project, but over the last 2 years, we have assembled investors, we have assembled GCs, other program experts, and I will lead them and get these veterans housed in University Park and give you some good citizens for them to nurture and grow their families. That's my goal. Those are the objectives. That facility, when we build it, we have the latest technology in security, cameras, Sentinel program, where they will have an app, and when they walk outside, if there's a shooting near the mayor's office, all that citizen has to do is step out, hit that app, and we'll draw up all the coordinates so that we can see and hear what's going on. That information will be fed to your police office and fire department for whatever the reason might be. We bring a concentrated effort to this community of what we do in Kuwait, Afghanistan, Germany, and everywhere else we're deployed. I've been to all of them. Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And there's no reason why the technology that exists for us in those countries, we cannot bring it back to our community and make our community safe and reinvest in our citizens. That's what I'm about. That's what this project is about.
Commander, can I say something? Mayor, be acknowledged, please.
Right here.
Yes.
First of all, I appreciate your effort in putting all this together and getting a grant from President Obama's foundation and this. And what I heard from the general contractor, he's dead on. I mean, the blight that we have right now, that's been in a part of our existence for a while, and that cleanup and that demolition and the starting of the construction is absolutely great, because right now we need this in our village. We need some sort of progress, and this is just making it. I have a brother who spent 4 years, I have a brother who spent 6 years in the Navy, and I had a brother who spent 22 years in the Navy, and Madam Mayor's daughter, rest her soul, passed away. She was a member of the armed services. So we really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm sure that with their investors, with the general contractors, we're in good hands right now, because I'm looking forward to it. This village is moving. We appreciate you. And I remember that presentation in April. It was great. I'm just glad it's resurfacing and going through to fruition. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee.
Yes, Madam Mayor. If the commander can, for those who may not have seen that particular, I seen it, that presentation you did, is it possible that you can explain how the value of land had always, or what happened to the value of land around those facilities that you built? I remember where you seen it, because I think you had a shop, a coffee shop, some other venues underneath or downstairs, but for those homes over there, if you can explain how the history of the value of the land surrounding your property, how did it always go?
I don't want to take the credit for something that is not my original vision. This vision that I have for Cityscape is a duplicate model of what General Robert Krokoff did in Milwaukee. In Milwaukee and the surrounding area, Racine, Green Bay, as far as Colorado and North Carolina, General Krokoff put this model together, and he has already built veteran villages in all of these places. So him as my mentor sent me, after he set me down and gave me the plan, to come to Chicagoland area and duplicate what he did. At the same time, University Park popped up on my radar. And it popped up on my radar because that unfinished project that is sitting over there has a lot of investment in it already. It's feasible and economical for us to look at that as a sort of retreat for our senior veterans to come to, where we don't have to worry about Pookie and Ray Ray. I need a decent place for my veterans to come where they can relax in a comfortable, safe environment. And so many of them are really anxious right now to get out of Chicago. They want out. And I don't blame them. But we got to provide that nurturing environment and that safe environment for them. University Park is the first step.
Sir.
It's not our last one. It's the first one.
I have a question.
Trustee.
Sir, here. I have a question. My question is, what happens to the surrounding homes that's there once you build your facility of, what you call it, renters?
No, veteran village is not renters.
They home?
Yes.
Okay, what happens to the single family homes and, you know, the townhomes that surround there? What about the value of them? Do they go up with you or they go down? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Camp Carter.
I'm talking about the value of the houses.
Yeah. Typically, when we build these things, because these are homeowners and property tax payers, then it increases the revenue from that community, what you have in your coffers to provide services to the community. One of the things we talked about was the water park. We see it sitting over there idle. We'd love to see that rejuvenated. So it's not just home ownership. We have programs that we provide to veterans for business development, for education, for medical services. So we're going to bring a lot of other resources in addition to housing resources that the community will be able to access, technology and so forth. And we can give you a whole nother presentation on how we do that, where we do it, but it's a big undertaking.
So you're saying it's going to increase the value of the people's...
Absolutely.
Your average house cost here is around $140,000 to $150,000. Your median average home cost. We're putting in condominiums that are almost $300,000 each. So you should be able to benefit greatly off of a brand new, state-of-the-art, well-kept, manicured piece of property of 7 acres. And so every property around that development, not only the development, but probably every property in this area is all going to go up.
Okay, so you're saying that each townhome that you build is going to be $300,000?
Roughly.
Roughly.
I know what the total cost of the project is, and if you divide it by 72, then you're looking at anywhere between $280,000 to $300,000 each. Okay. So that would give you an idea of you're doubling the average median household sale price in this area.
And actually, we're happy about that because the area, Trustee Williams, the area that's right beside it is very, very low.
Yep.
You know those houses back there? Those
the renter townhomes?
Yeah, this is really bad. It's not more, I can't remember. What's that? Does anybody know that? Morningside. And it's really bad.
And those are even
so
lower.
This will be an improvement.
Yeah.
Anything new is an improvement. So
I think those are for sale in around $70,000 to $80,000 each for one of those areas. So you're almost tripling the value of what butts up just to.
And not to mention the honor of our veterans that took their lives on the line every day for us.
So there are programs. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about that.
Now,
That's what
Mayor, I'm not trying to put things down.
I'm saying that that's an honor for them to even come to our area. I noticed you have something like this in Atlanta, Georgia, because when I went through the organization I'm with AAMA, they talked about the different states that they're living in and what they're doing, other mayors, what they're doing. And I thought it was an honor, and it was looking for someone because that was something that they asked all mayors to do, to pitch in and help our homeless veterans. That was something that we spoke to when we went to the White House with Obama, and he was saying, this is a project, along with my brother's keeper, we had this project on, and he put it on all of us to work on it. And we are really supposed to give a report as to what we've done in our town to help the homeless veterans. Because I know Joliet is really big with this. They have no homeless veterans in Joliet whatsoever. They put the programs together and they're all housed, and I'm really happy about that.
You know, Mayor, there are multiple programs.
Yes.
Veterans, they kind of divide us pre-9/11, post-9/11.
Yes.
And we get what's required. I know you work with the VA. The certificate of eligibilities for guaranteed mortgages. And what's the limit on those mortgages now?
450,000
plus.
That's right.
So when you ask the question about 280,000, 300,000 townhouses that we get ready to build, now, because we're talking about the veteran population, it's not getting ready to cost that veteran 280,000 or 300,000.
The government gets it.
What he's telling you is the fair market value of what we get ready to build. But what our portfolio is, and what's going to be sellable to those veterans, is going to be at a much more reduced rate than that. And without going into a lot of details, that's the best I can explain it. Our financial portfolio accounts for that gap that we're talking about, that you're talking about, and that we're talking about.
Thank you. Okay.
Any other questions?
Ian, come back and...
If I may, Mayor, I just want to close by saying, when we came in April and gave this presentation, we had some great ideas. We've done a lot of homework, and we're ready to move. If you guys are ready to have us, we're gonna go forward, and we hope to put. And Commander keeps saying Chicago, but the truth is, these veterans can come from anywhere. They're from all over the nation. We got 250,000 veterans coming home every year. So they may be coming from Afghanistan. We don't know exactly where they're going to come from. But they have access to a tremendous amount of resources under the GI Bill, and there are programs through HUD that can get them in and turn them into homeowners and taxpayers, and that's what we like to do.
Thank you. We look forward to the updates.
I want to say to the board and Mayor, happy holidays to you, and to these couple of Vietnam veterans, I'm one of them too. I salute you for your service and thank you for your service, and any of you who have served, thank you for your service. Enjoy your holidays.
Thank you, thank you. Now my last one, I guess I can close now and we can get out of here. I wanted to talk to, sorry. Oh, Jesus, go ahead. Village Manager, I'm sorry, go to your report.
So, my report will be short. All the thunder's been taken away, so. It's okay. Just wanted to update everybody on the village's financial state. We're making great progress in getting audits done, completed in a timely manner. Both normal village audits as well as TIF audits that are being completed. The staff has been working diligently in assisting me with cost savings and opening up budget negotiations starting the first of the year. So I look forward to that. I look forward to a budget being passed on time. In a very long time it has not been. So we're looking to make positive steps in progress. Pass the levy in a timely manner. Every year I've been here, instead of this year, we've always rushed to get the levy passed and filed. So, you know, we are making some very, very positive steps. Fire department has been doing an outstanding job in regards to their manning issue and employees working around the clock to keep the fire department manned, as well as the police department and their staff. We're working very diligently with the Fire and Police Commission to try to hire firemen and police officers. You know, we look at time constraints and we look at various things, so we are working on doing that. We're also looking at our lieutenant's exam. It was done last weekend with their oral exam coming up, so we're looking to promote three firefighters lieutenants. First time we have so many vacancies at once, so that shows the positive nature and the growth within the agency and the department. Public Works, I can't say enough about Those group of individuals, they've been working very hard and diligently, as you see by the decorations out there. Haven't seen the bill yet, but I'm sure it's going to come across my desk quite shortly. And it was passed. It was okay. All right, I ain't get beat up yet. All right. So I know we're looking and making great strides. The director has foregone a tractor to get a plow truck out of his budget. So we have made some great steps in trying to get that done. Now, it being approved, they have to go to the adventure of going to Wisconsin and picking it up. I thank them for their hard work and diligence and all the efforts that they have in kind of getting things done around here. I know Gary's probably going to be on the road tonight, on the way to get it done. So I would like to thank the board for their patience and diligence this year. We're going into the holiday season, renewed and open for great ideas. I am preparing a document for the board for proposed actions to be done for the year of 2019 in regards to various financial actions that I think need to take place. They were all positive, nothing negative at all whatsoever. Working with the municipal advisor and the auditors, we've seen a lot of room for growth and a lot of potential as far as diversifying the properties that we currently own and doing things and dealing with various cost savings. You know, this time, I would say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, we had no insurance. We were self-insured. We had no insurance at all whatsoever. You know, and so we're making strides and kind of improving our insurance portfolio and doing things the appropriate way. Treating our employees with respect in all areas and making sure they're taken care of. As far as our residents go, I want the residents to know and understand that our staff put our residents first in anything and everything we do. Not all decisions that we make, all residents agree with, but we try to make a positive decision for the whole or for the majority. At the end of the day, my office is open as well as the offices of each department head sitting up here for residents to critique, provide advice or guidance and how they want their village to run and operate. I need our residents to start speaking up because I think that's important. We don't know what we're doing right or we don't know what we're doing wrong if our residents don't speak up and tell us. And I see our residents getting woke, as you may say, and starting to express their concerns, and I think that's a very positive thing because it really directs the decisions that I make every day within the Village Hall. So I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, be safe, be vigilant, as Deputy Chief Wilson stated. Watch your packages, making sure you get your deliveries, and make sure, if you can, divert your deliveries to UPS, because we always, you know, in every town have people that take packages on the holiday. So, you know, you want to be more vigilant and understand various safety measures. And like I said, no holiday-related fires, and we're not going to award that won't happen. So thank you all. God bless you all. The board, thank you so much for your support over the last year, as well as my department heads and staff. We will be moving University Park further ahead in the future, and we'll be even better in 2019. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to say to everyone in University Park, I think we are being more vocal. This time last year, I couldn't say what I feel right now. Every one of you on this board have done an outstanding job, and I just want to thank you individually for your work and your hard labor. And also, I want, like I said, the Human Service Special Events Committee is just fantastic. And Trustee Wilson's, she's a liaison for that, and that's a fun organization to be with. Everybody just volunteer, and there's so much love in the room when they do that, and that's what we need in the world today, is more love. And as far as Manager Pate said, speak and give us constructive criticism. We could take that, but beware, this is election year, and I heard someone said that it could be nasty, which is true. And a lady told me today that if you are running for office, give the residents the courtesy to not just put your sign in their yard. Ask the people, respect the people. Don't do that because that angers them. We shouldn't put it. Beware, do not put, or any candidate, do not put literature in the mailbox because you can get reported for those that doesn't know that.
Don't put it in the mailbox, you can put it on the door. When you put it in the mailbox, they can report you and you can get in trouble. So be kind to one another, love one another. And this board, again, I thank you. We've accomplished a lot. Congratulations to Ms. Brooks for her wonderful retirement party. It was beautiful. I was honored to be a part of that. And for each one of you, what you do with us, for us, any time with us, we appreciate it. And I'm so elated about the commander and your efforts and your vision to bring it to University Park, because you could have given it to anyone else, but I'm glad that you chose us. That will help us with our bus service that we're trying to implement at this time, and the refacing of our train station, the Metro, that's coming on. So we're being blessed. We're having money in a little while. This village will be like, I always say it has the footprint of Evanston, and we could be that with our college town. So we got, and you know, we got our financial statements there. So I would like at this point for us to, as you heard Mr. Pace say, I've written everyone, the board members, and told them, now that we have our audits, which I walked into this disaster in 2008 with no audits being done, look where we are now. We're almost finished to what year now? 2016 or 17?
16 is coming up in January.
Right.
17 should be done in January.
And that's, give you a round of applause to yourselves up here. Thank you so much. We've done a lot to do that. And now that we know where our money is, which I share with the board, now we know we're working with, now the money is there, now we can have a strategic plan. We've done our root cause analysis, now it's time to do our SOPs. That's standard operating procedures on what we're gonna do with the money, and we're gonna host something for the residents to see that. We're gonna do a topology to let you know where we're at and how we're gonna do it, every penny that's being spent. We're going to be very, very transparent with this, because we won't do that anymore. We can't get like that anymore. We're blessed to still be here, and we'll be blessed to do even more. So understand, work with us, not against us. Pray for us, help us in any capacity that you can. I love you, each and every one of you. It's my anniversary. I get out of here because that man's upstairs not happy. And I'm going to thank you for this. If I don't see you next year, God's willing, I will. Have a happy, blessed Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas. Whatever you do, do it and do it well. I love each and every one of you, and you can't do anything about it. A motion to adjourn. So moved by Trustee Brooks. Second by Trustee Mullen. All in favor? Hello. Up and out.
Those opposed, same sign.